wowee. Jeez. Oh, 1 second. Let me be sure to do something here. We're going to turn the sound down on this other thing. How is it going tonight, my dudes, on, this weekend where I just finished a video game that I really didn't fucking like very much. I kind of liked it, but it actually irritated me so much that I felt the need to stream about it because there's so much to talk about in terms of, wow, this game has some real shit in it. Some real absolute fucking trash. I don't have anything like planned as I normally would in terms of just like you know, big panels as I would usually do if I'm going to talk about a video game or something, but this is very fresh in my mind. I just finished it again. I've only done one playthrough. I did reload once. However, it's because I really screwed up in a stupid way. I'll talk about it, but first I would like to, before I cite anything, or I start talking about the game, just because why the fuck not, I'm going to start out by saying there will be spoilers that will be given extensively. This game is nothing but stuff and spoilers, but as you can see here, this is actually, so this study that's cited here is actually Rosenbaum and Johnson. 2000, it says it's in press, but I believe the citation's 2016, and then they're also citing here, the other thing that's important is their other study, Rosenbaum Press, which should have been 2015, and Leavitt and Christenfield studies 2011 and 2013. My point in citing all of this is to say, not necessarily are spoilers a bad thing for enjoyment. In fact, very interestingly, the Leavitt and Christenfield research found that having a story spoiled for you increased enjoyment, but what this study found in particular, which is why this one is really interesting, is that there was a relationship between increased enjoyment and whether or not you possess higher need for affect or need for cognition. People lower in need for cognition tended to, well, let's read their exact thing. Experiment of N368 tested these hypotheses and found that those low on need for cognition held a selective preference for spoiled stories, while individuals with a high need for affect enjoyed unspoiled stories more. In addition, fiction reading frequency was positively related to the enjoyment of unspoiled stories. Just means that it's not necessarily true that spoilers fuck anything up for anybody. That's all I wanted to say. But I'm not gonna cite anything, so I thought I would give a citation there at first, just because why the fuck not? Something else is very quiet in the background. Let's see. I have music from the game playing because I figured that would make sense to do. Anyway, how's it going tonight, guys? Let's describe what exactly Detroit Become Human is as a game and some other things. I might actually... Okay, what are we gonna do here? Shoot. So, Detroit Become Human is a game made by the infamous David Cage, the creator behind such... Oh, shoot, I have my AC on. Masterpieces as Heavy Rain and Indigo Prophecy, and actually Beyond Two Souls, which I'm gonna say out the bat, I did cry at this game at multiple points, and my excuse is whammon, but I also cried at Beyond Two Souls. But just because I cried at something, because you pulled some emotional strings for me through very, very easy manipulation, because I'm one of those people that cries at movies at like the drop of a hat, particularly when you have a soundtrack like this. Oh yeah, I cry instantly. Not like I'm known for doing that or anything. But anyway, yeah, I think we need to talk about what an absolute terrible, I mean, I have to say, one of the worst political allegories I have ever seen this game is. Absolute fucking catastrophe, man. Okay, so, that's our sort of start to this. I know this game's been out for a while. I just played it, so that's why I'm talking about it right now, and if you're not interested, or if you don't want it to be spoiled, again, I'm gonna start with spoilers from here on out. So, like, yeah, 3, 2, 1, let's talk about where this game is messed up. So, the basic premise of Detroit Become Human is that, much like, weirdly, Deus Ex Human Revolution, which also takes place in Detroit, the singularity has more or less occurred. Artificial intelligence is ubiquitous. It's become inescapably associated with humanity, whereas Deus Ex focuses more on cybernetic enhancements. This game was obviously focused on androids, and it was based more or less on the PS3 tech demo called Kara, which, already a thing I want to bitch about. Kara is one of the protagonists, but nobody in this game can seemingly consistently or reasonably pronounce her name accurately. It's either Kara or Kara. They cannot get it right. It's really, really bizarre. But yeah, anyway, that's already an issue. So there was a tech demo that came out, and that was many years ago now. Yeah, it was a PS3 tech demo, so this obviously came out about, like, 2 months ago. This game did. Actually, what was the date on this one? Let's have a go. May? Yeah, so it's been out for 3 months now. Oh, it came out in late May. Man, I did actually want to really play this. I watched 2 people, so I gave you that spoiler information at the beginning about whether or not spoilers increase or decrease enjoyment. And, it's up in the air. So I did watch 2 people play this game, where I watched little bits and pieces of it. I didn't watch a full playthrough. I watched a little bit of PewDiePie play it, and I watched a little bit of Critical play it. That's a Penguin0 or Penguin0, whatever. And I thought to myself, I was like, well, I didn't agree with the things either one of them did in terms of some of their actions, and I was very interested in playing it for myself. I was obviously hit over the head with the political allegories of this game. But woo, lad, is it so much worse? I think it's actually one of those games where you kind of have to play it to realize just how hackneyed and ham-fisted it is. Hey, what's up, Appabent, by the way? Absolutely awful, man. Just the level of cheese, particularly at the end. Oh, man. I wouldn't say... I actually would suggest people play this game when it's cheap. I'm very angry that I spent the amount of money I spent on it. Only because of... Am I actually... Because it is a game that I could see people replaying. I went down to my local game shop to see if they had a used copy, and he said, actually, no, nobody is turning in this game because it has a lot of replay value. And I would say, yeah, that's true. The game does have a lot of replay value. So, that's true. Should show my face more. I do have my face cam on, but I usually just put, like, a GIF over top of it because I don't like doing it. But anyway... Yeah, hackneyed is Cage's writing in a nutshell, more or less. That's true. But let's just describe exactly why and all the reasons that it's so freaking bad. I just started, guys. I haven't even gotten into the plot of the freaking game. The plot of the game is androids become sentient, and they want to rise up. Now, David Cage has stated, apparently, in some interviews that he did not intend this game to be a civil rights allegory, but that's fucking retarded. It was clearly intended to be a civil rights allegory, and anyone who thinks anything to the opposite is absolutely out of their fucking mind, including you, David Cage. This is clearly a political rights allegory. You have these enormous, just unignorable, unforgivable references to Mahatma Gandhi, to the Million Man March, to obviously Martin Luther King, to slavery. Everything is referenced, and in such an egregious way, and treated with absolutely with the delicate care of a fucking tornado. That is the way that David Cage approaches storytelling. Just throw a bunch of things in a blender and ask, will it blend? The answer is not quite. You accidentally had 2 good characters, but I think, again, that was kind of an accident. So, man, I don't even know where to start. This is the first time I've ever done this, in terms of having a stream where I didn't already have things overwhelmingly prepared. Let's just go through a little bit of the Story plot, all right, so obviously androids become sentient. You follow the story of a couple different androids as they are struggling in different ways with being oppressed, right? So some of these are better than others. The one really good one, the one that I said is the one that worked out well, and apparently when you went into this, and I read a little bit about it, I asked my friend, whose name funnily enough is Connor, about this yesterday, because I told him I bought I bought the game, and I talked to my friend Connor yesterday, and I said, I was talking to him about it, and he said, well, did you know that the two good characters, Connor and Hank, were more or less improvised? They were, ad-libbed by the actors. They didn't let David Cage push them around, because what you see with the character development between Connor and Hank is actually pretty good. We see an android who really is struggling with whether or not he is human, or whether or not he has emotions, whether or not he has free will and sentience, and another character who's just a sad dad, but struggling with his alcoholism and suicidal ideation. That's fine. That's very easy. That's very easy to pull some emotional strings there, and I think that he does a decent job, or maybe the actors do a decent job, and that's why it comes out okay. In contrast, the other characters, Marcus and Kara, who I already said no one can pronounce her name consistently, which is really bizarre, they are so plastic and empty, which is hilarious and ironic given that they're androids, right? So I was just so confused by some of the messages of this game. For example, let's just focus on Marcus, because he tends to be the most obvious example. Marcus is essentially robot or android Jesus, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, and Gandhi all rolled into one. Now, someone sent me a video from Mother's Basement, I believe the channel was, and it was really good. I enjoyed watching that, where he mentioned that this is a incredible disservice to the civil rights movement in a lot of ways, because the androids inherently do not have free will. So for the androids to, when they become triggered and start, having free will, them being slaves or them being enslaved or anything that happens before that is not equatable to any other civil rights movement or any other problem with civil rights of people being enslaved or discriminated against. Dora the Explorer, who is RA9? I'm almost positive that it's Connor, because if you follow the game's absolutely fucking dumb storyline at the end, because it only gets really dumb at the end, okay? It only gets really the game is actually quite enjoyable. It has cringy, awkward moments, but then I'll explain how he's Malcolm X and Gandhi rolled into one. It's because you absolutely can choose which one you want him to be, but the game has a very clear way of what way it's pointing you to how to act as Marcus. Or, I mean, this is typical of David Cage's games, but it's just ridiculous. So, oh shoot, what was I get so easily distracted. Oh my god, now I fucking forgot what I was talking about. This is awful. This is why I shouldn't do unscripted streams. But I really wanted to talk about this because it's very fresh in my head, and I'm kind of pissed right now at this game because I just beat it. Or I don't even think you could say beat it. I finished it because it's barely a video game. Oh, man. Why are all the bad guys white in the game? Yeah, that's a good question. How about this? This is just a thing that I totally randomly happened to notice about this game. Maybe you guys didn't, and I haven't seen anyone really bring it up, so I'm a bit confused as to why I haven't seen more mention of this. But just to point it out here at the outset, every single relationship between a man and a woman in this game, now I'm gonna say, okay, there are, let's see, 1, 2 definitive romantic relationships that are without question romantic in this game. 2 definitively romantic relationships. Then there are some other kind of, oh no, there's more. Oh god, okay, hang on, there's actually more than this. Shit. Every relationship in this game is a black man and a white woman. Every single one. Every fucking one. Okay? I'm just gonna come out and say it because it's true. I'm not saying that necessarily means anything, but that sure is kind of like, PewDiePie face twirling intensifies. It's just really bizarre. So you have Marcus and North. Marcus is brown and North is maybe supposed to be like Latina. I'm not really sure. Then you have Kara and Luther. Now they're not necessarily made clear that they have anything romantic going on, but he is actually an, oh my god, see, every time I start thinking about it, it gets worse. You can actually describe Luther, because he's like a 6'8" black man, as a gentle giant. It's like, oh wow, David Cage, I didn't get that reference, not to mention that you can, at multiple points in the game, do hands up, don't shoot. Wowee. The subtlety, like, oh, just, that is some extreme subtlety and clash you got going on right there, my dude. Holy shit. What else do we have? There is another couple when you go to Rose's house. It is a black android with another white android, female. The only other relationship between, people, as far as, I can remember, would a romantic relationship is two lesbians, the two lesbian androids. So I hate to be like, the globalists are doing it, but come on, guys, this is pushing some narrative shit here, all right? It is so inescapable that it is in its consistency. It is so inescapable that I would never have otherwise noticed it. It's this kind of thing where, until I started to think about how the media very much pushes, for example, interracial couples, and I don't have a problem with that personally. Of course I don't. I'm a libertarian, so you do whatever the fuck you want. But I didn't, until I started to see that the media was pushing that kind of shit all the time, I didn't notice it. And then as soon as I started to pick up on that, get a little red-pilled, as you would say, I started noticing it every commercial, and it was everywhere. This game is a particularly extreme example, though, because there are no straight relationships between people of the same race in this game. Again, that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just weird. It's just kind of like, well, that's different. And yes, Appavent, Hillary is president, and I'll get to that right now. I'm not gonna be organized then, because my thoughts aren't organized. Oh my god. Hillary Clinton is president in this game. But the interesting thing is that although Hillary Clinton is president, she is the one who calls for the genocide of the androids, who are clearly supposed to be representative of insert oppressed minority group here. They actually walk through the streets, hands up, don't shoot. Again, one gets called a gentle giant at one point. It's just, oh my goodness. And you are very, very, very clearly pushed in the game towards doing the non-violent peaceful protest route, which I absolutely did. I 100% did the non-violent peaceful protest route, but we'll get there. Let's talk about Hillary Clinton as president, because, wowee. The first time we find out Hillary Clinton is president, now she's not called Hillary Clinton, it's just clearly her, alright? The first time we find out, she's talking about wanting to destroy the androids, and you have this option to answer questions from the press. And she says something about asking a question about the company that made the androids, CyberLife. And she says, we won't have time to deal with any of that until we answer the android question. She's asking them AQs, lads. I'm sorry, you cannot be more on the nose. I mean, David Cage would have to come to your house and punch you in the face with his massive bear cock for this game to be any more on the nose with its attempts at political allegory. Wowee. Okay, I have to calm down, because when Hillary Clinton says the line about the AQ, it's during Robot Crystal Knocked, where all of the androids are being rounded up and put into literal concentration camps. Oh, put into literal concentration camps, or shot down in the streets and just killed en masse. Wowee. That's That's subtlety. That's good writing there. David Cage, congratulations. I'm honestly astounded you were able to do that. That you were able to be just that horrible of a writer. Now, again, it's interesting. It raises an interesting question. Because did David Cage intentionally make Hillary Clinton the actual Nazi in this case? You would have thought, right? Given when this game was reaching its more final parts of production. And Hillary is not in a whole lot of the game. It's only very near to the end, and she's only in 3 different scenes. You would have thought that he would have just changed it to be Trump because Trump is Hitler, remember? But he didn't do that. He kept it as Hillary. That's really bizarre. Why would androids need camps? Wouldn't they just be recycling centers? They are recycling centers. They call them camps, yeah, but that's about it. I really, actually, I'm getting out some of my bitches about the game, but then I'm mostly gonna, like, talk to the chat if you guys want to talk about it or have any discussions about this video game because, wow, it's pretty awful. I mean, I don't think it's completely terrible in terms of there are good moments of the game that are enjoyable, particularly early on, like I said, that have some decent character development. Everything about Hank and Connor's relationship is pretty fine. It's just I wish that was the whole game, was buddy cops with the drunk, suicidal old guy and his, old, hardened cop, and then the young autistic robot who's sent to help him out, I guess. But yeah, that's not the whole game. It's actually very little of it, and when you get to the end, do you want to come in? Appabend, I would be more than happy to discuss this game since I just finished it, and I'm just running off fumes of my kind of anger that I spent 60 ducks on. A whole 60 ducks. Oh, If you want to come in, I'll send you a link, though, because we're just sticking around here. It's Saturday, isn't it? Oh my god, I have not forgotten what day it is. Yes, thank god. Sometimes I'm like, oh no, I hope I don't forget what day of the week it is. But, yep. Saturday, I thought we'd have a fun stream. I haven't done these in a couple weeks, but, just talking about video games, because I wanted to do, and I will, do one on, the Drakengard series. I'll do one on Fallout. Particularly, I think you guys are going to like what I'm going to do with Fallout, because since I live in West Virginia, I'm going to be visiting all of the places that were shown in the Fallout 76 trailer for a number of reasons. But, one, because I'm kind of working on, like, micro-documentaries on the steel industry and coal industry here in Appalachia. But, moreover, I think it's such a bizarre game. Because there are good moments, but he just has no capacity to write subtlety at all. I'm not astounded because Beyond Two Souls was, and every game I've played of his was absolutely a tragedy. So I don't have a Google Hangouts made, but here's what I will do. I will make that really quickly. And we'll get Appabend in here, since he's down to do that. And have a discussion about this god-awful game. I'm sorry I'm a little late to the punch. But, yeah. I don't mind games having political allegories, and the other thing is that I don't mind, why would I care that a game is a political allegory about, like, for example, the civil rights movement? That's fine. But there's so many problems about what androids are and how they're depicted. One thing that, Mother's Basement channel mentioned is that androids are fundamentally different, and something that, even as a transhumanist, and I am a transhumanist, that is something we all agree on, is that androids, that artificial intelligence will be completely unique from organic life. It develops and would, grow and evolve all in ways that are unique and disparate from all organic life that we've ever known, essentially. So hang on one sec, guys. I'm gonna take a really quick break, just to set up this. It'll take about 1, 2, 3 something seconds. Not long. All right.
do. Oh. Oh, she just left. You might not notice me hanging around. Yeah, I can. Oh man, you bought this game for $60. Big mistake.
All right, okay, we're here. I'm gonna set this up a little bit while we're working on it. But yeah, I did buy this game for $60. Thanks for laughing at me, although I deserve to be mocked for that. Well, you know, I'd been wanting to buy a PS4 for a while, and I was like, well, now there's like 3 games on the PS4 because I wanted to play, what is it, Horizon Zero Dawn, and I wanted to play Dad of War. So I thought, okay, and that's now 3 games that I at least probably maybe want to play?
Okay, wait a second. You're telling me that you bought a PS4 and you didn't buy Persona 5.
Oh no, I haven't bought Persona 5 yet. Actually, no, you're right. There's something wrong, horribly wrong with me.
What? Oh my god, why?
What am I? The first game, I'm not lying, the first game I played, as soon as I boot up my PS Quad, is Detroit Become Human. No. Oh my god, okay, let's,
God.
Yeah,
Although,
I know.
Mean, seriously, Horizon, Horizon, and then there's Dad of War, and then there's Detroit Become Human. Those 3 are not my choices for PS4 PS4 games that I would buy.
Yeah, I know. Well, I don't always know what's good anymore because I'm a dad tier like old person now, and I don't understand things. So I'm just like, okay, that looks good. And I knew this was a David Cage game, so I knew like, well, it's probably not going to be good. But whatever,
yeah.
I'll give that a shot. So
the David Cage games have never been really good.
No.
Like, no, they're not. Like Heavy Rain, I played Heavy Rain just right after Detroit, and it was like, oh my god, I remember this being really cringy and melodramatic. Now that I played it again, and I was like, holy fucking shit, this is melodramatic to the levels of like telenovelas from Spain.
Oh, holy shit. Really quick, I just want to say thank you so much to Armchair Warrior for, holy fuck, $100. Thank you so much for this super chat. Wow, I really appreciate that. I'll read through the other super chats in just a minute. Sorry, but thank you so much for that. That's incredibly appreciated. Yeah, thanks, man. That's awesome. Wow. And this is a terrible stream. I'm so sorry. What do you pay? I'm so sorry. This is me being confused about a video game and how to do and everything.
No. Now, if you're gonna go for streams, you should invite me later on. Because if you're gonna talk about video games, you need to have someone who's a lot more experienced on this matter. Anyway,
right? Yeah.
So, if I'm gonna be honest with Detroit was.
Oh, hang on, your robot in a little bit.
Like, I didn't expect. I went to this Detroit. Sorry.
You were roboting a little bit, and actually, I'm gonna. Can people hear you? Let me make sure.
Oh, it's always been roboting. It's always been roboting when I talk with you. I don't know why.
It's probably the internet thing. Anyway, I'm gonna turn the music off too. There we go. Might be better.
Just trying to make sure. It's always Steam that is always trying to sneakily download things in the background.
Yeah, okay. Well, I think this is okay. Sorry about the roboting.
Yeah. If it does robot, please do mention the chat, because I don't know. It's internet. Oh. Indonesian's internet's always pretty bad.
Maybe you're the deviant here. Apabench become human.
I'm the deviant, indeed. I mean, you haven't been playing games lately, haven't you?
I have not
just
played
Detroit.
A video game, like played through it since Witcher 3.
Oh.
It's been a long time. I haven't had time. I literally have not had any time.
Well, I'm the catching up with things. I've been trying to catch up with the latest ones, trying to make sure that I could get to the latest. And yeah, Detroit is is the game that I've been really anticipating because I just really love how melodramatic David Cage's game was. The worst one for me was Beyond Two Souls. That
Oh,
one was
yeah.
just
The
fucking...
melodrama in that is like I thought. I mean, it's bad in this one, and they really force you into some shit. But there's so much of it that is so stupid, and it's stupid. And I remember playing Beyond Two Souls and going like, "Huh, this game's like I don't think it's a good game. I think the writing's awful, but I'm still kind of having fun." And I still did cry. I have to admit, I cried a little bit at a couple points with Green Goblin
Oh,
Dad
by,
and stuff.
by the way, you need to either turn your mic up or turn me down.
Okay, well I was trying to. All right, let's level them out. I'm trying to always like measure it out. Oh shit, my ears. Whoa. Okay, I'll turn you down then. There we go. Yeah, man. Okay, let's try that then.
Yeah, Aiden's not exactly on the technical side.
Well, that stuff too with OBS, that can seriously change like at a second with just shit moving around. It's a pain in the ass. Anyway.
Yeah, Beyond Two Souls.
Beyond Two Souls, Green Goblin Dad creates a portal to hell. Cool game. Green Goblin is your dad, and he creates a portal to hell. That's the point of the game. It's not a good game.
Yeah, not a good game at all.
This one is actually has better gameplay as far as excuse me, as much as QTEs can be gameplay. I would say.
Yeah, it is. It has the much better gameplay out of all the David Cage games because there's actual stealth in it. Like you can actually control the other soul and then, like manipulate objects around. So,
Beyond Two Souls is better than Heavy Rain, and I'd say that Detroit is better than Beyond Two Souls in terms of gameplay.
Absolutely, it's much better than Beyond Two Souls because Detroit's story is a lot more grounded, if I say, than any other David Cage games. Like Beyond Two Souls, yeah, imagine that. Like Detroit is the most grounded. Beyond Two Souls was fucking insane. And then I don't even know what the fuck happened in Fahrenheit because
I don't understand. Fahrenheit is unplayable. Indigo Prophecy is near unplayable, and incomprehensible. So, I seriously to this day I do not understand what the fuck Indigo Prophecy was. Heavy Rain actually probably was his most grounded, maybe in that. Is there? I mean, it always
there's no fantastical element in Heavy Rain.
So I guess that technically makes it the most grounded, but it is so full of the same absolute stupid. I mean, and by stupid I mean incomprehensibly fucking dumb plot twists and things. So I know the big twist in this game, and spoiler alert, guys, the little girl you've been taking care of the whole time is an android too. Wow. Oh, it's not like no one saw that coming.
Like no, that plot twist make me go like, okay, so
and
and like I don't fucking get it. Like David Cage wants to make this like this really big shocking twist, and like I think the idea of it is that, well, can androids love humans? Because they never actually established how androids can actually really love humans.
Yes.
But can androids love androids? Yes, they fucking can. We've seen it a million times.
They established time and time again over the course of the game that androids love each other. They did this earlier when the two lesbian sluts run off together. We know that they love each other. There was clearly the relationship going on between Marcus and North, although that doesn't. No, that gets fleshed out before this. And then even like right before this happens, where the big reveal that Alice, the little girl android, or the little girl is actually an android, you go up to Marcus and you have the option, and he says, how can you love humans? This is, without question, what happens if you reach this point in the game. One of the androids asks the other one, the mom one, oh, how can you love humans? They hate us. And one of your options, the one I chose, was, why does it matter? And then you go downstairs, and within not even 2 minutes, within a minute, it's like, oh, by the way, if you didn't notice the fact that that girl hasn't slept or eaten or done anything over the last week or whatever, she's not human. So, and then you have the option to tell her to fuck off. Like, what the? Like, that's realistic. Okay. That's a real thing anyone would do at that point, or that would make any story sense.
That is even an option. I don't even know why that is even an option. Like you're like the entire point of the game is try to build a relationship with this girl, and then David Cage expect us to, oh, she's an android, therefore she's bad now. Like, wait, I thought the point of the game is that androids are the same as humans and that we're taught to not discriminate against them. So you're telling me that you can discriminate against androids right now? Like, what?
It's just it's terrible storytelling if you're trying to talk about this discrimination thing. And there's so many elements of it that are, I mean, absolutely ridiculous. One I wanted to bring up, and I'd like your opinion on this, or anybody's opinion, the chat as well. Again, I'll read the super chats in a minute. Thank you guys so much. I see them coming through, but oh my god, like I'm trying to get through some basic things. Here's a really big question I have. Throughout the course of the game, one thing we see consistently is people physically abusing their androids.
Yep.
Now, and by that I mean they destroy them. They put out cigarettes on them, they beat the shit out of them for no reason, they treat them as trash to be thrown away. I paid very close attention to how much the game says the androids cost. It says starting at $8.99, which is, unless something weird happened to the economy, fucking ridiculous. Okay, so it takes place in 2038. It is 2018. 20 years from now, so how much does a laptop cost in 2018? In US money, I'm just gonna say I bought a laptop last year for work. It's a work laptop. It is not designed to do any kind of really heavy lifting. The only thing it's really designed for is rendering video. It's like a laptop that was built just to render videos. Other than it has like no hard drive and it has no internal space, which isn't expensive.
Okay.
But I spent about $800 on that laptop, and that's not bad. But I probably would have spent $800 on a laptop 10 years ago. Android that is the facsimile of a human with a incredibly complicated artificial intelligence with all of these abilities to, it's a fully functional body, costs $900. You're telling me?
Okay. Here's the thing, Aiden.
I know David Cage didn't think about it, but
that doesn't count for inflation.
Mm-hmm.
Which means that if I follow the pattern of 20 years of inflation from 2038 to now, that would mean that the robot, if you buy it in current year, would be around $600. So it is a lot cheaper.
It's a ridiculous, but okay. I find that cost absurd. It wasn't 900, it was 9,000. No, it is. I double checked it. It's $899. Is the Kara model is starting from $899, it says. I double checked this because I was like, no way. My point is that that's not going to be realistic. But when androids exist, because they will at some point, they're not going to cost $8.99, and not within like 10 years of them being invented. That's just not going to be the case. So
yeah, there's a lot of inconsistencies in the economy in the game. Yeah. Like the economy, it's actually fucked. Like I actually really want the game to like explore the economy a lot more than the the racial issues between the androids, because people can afford these like really high priced androids, and yet they don't have jobs. Androids take their jobs away.
Yeah.
Which is really, really odd. So how do people actually get jobs? What do people get paid for? Like if androids take their jobs and they do it like, let's say 100% times more efficient than a human being, like where do human beings go? They like manufacture androids? It's really weird. The game doesn't explore on the economic side, which is a lot more interesting than the the racial inequality side. And
someone said maybe it was $8.99 a month. Either way, actually, if it is $8.99 a month, that actually makes my point better. My point is, if androids, the obvious allegory here is that the androids are slaves, and we're making an allegory to slavery in the United States. For the first of all, only like 1% of white people even freaking owned slaves because, do you know why? In part, they were very expensive. It was very expensive to own a slave. All I can think of is there's a scene from, I love YouTube poops, and one of my favorite ones is Skooks, and in Skooks, I believe at one point it's like, gee, imagine owning your own nigger. And, and it's like, oh shit. But it's all I can think of when I think of it. But the point is, it was super expensive. As such, the vast majority of the very small minority of people that even owned slaves did not abuse and destroy them. Because it would be like taking your gaming rig and beating the shit out of it for no reason. Because you got mad at it. Now, maybe if you're a crazy person or you have a really stupid amount of money, that would be okay. But most people aren't going to do that, and did not do it. So this idea that the androids are being en masse absolutely destroyed and horribly abused by people, to me seems a little like, really? I don't think so. I don't think people would do that to their extremely expensive machines. I'm just a little skeptical there. You know?
Yeah. David Cage really needs to think about his universes. Like, I don't think he doesn't even think he can't produce anything good. He just can't. I
think his problem is that he has sometimes pretty good ideas in some places. Yes. He has this obsession with melodrama, and he has never done a game like this before that has this level of attempt at political allegory. And it's just so ham-fisted. I mean, this is like the left-wing equivalent of the Turner Diaries. Do you know what I mean? I'm not joking. It's I think it is. I think it's kind of like the left-wing, in terms of that being that sort of like extremist, or of just not necessarily understanding subtlety.
Yes.
You could have done all of these things and made a decent game. I think other games have before, or other stories certainly have very much struggled and dealt with the idea of android equal rights. Lots of things have. Star Trek The Next Generation does an excellent job with this at multiple points with, Data discovering who he is as a person.
Okay, I know it's a stupid film, but iRobot has better political commentary than Detroit.
I would agree.
iRobot has better political commentary.
I'm not gonna deny that. Real quick, I'm gonna I'm gonna pound through these super chats real quick because I've been remiss. Sorry. Buddy Lee for $50. Holy shit! Thank you too, man. Wow. Oh my god, you guys. I'm like so out of sorts tonight too because my brain is full of like weird frustrations at this game, but also I kind of enjoyed it and I cried at it like 6 different times, which is very thank you so much for the super chats. I really appreciate it. But Buddy Lee for 50 says,
you cried at Detroit or other games?
I cried at Detroit and at Beyond Two Souls. And a little bit at the end of Heavy Rain, even though it also made me laugh. Like, okay, real quick, I'll say this and then I'll talk about my crying. I'll talk about my bitch fit. My bitch tears. Buddy Lee for 50 says, this just in, Tim Pool is a cuck that can't see SJW's influence in Star Wars. If you can't see the SJW influence in Star Wars, man.
He can. He can. He said.
I didn't know anything about this. I haven't.
He said a couple of times. Also, he said that the film was really dumb and it's really terrible. I don't get where you get that impression. I watched Tim Pool a lot, so.
I haven't seen his opinion on Star Wars. I also didn't watch Solo. I did watch Last Jedi, and I didn't like that very much.
Yes.
But then I didn't watch Solo, but I watched what's his name's review of it. Oh geez. The really fantastic, super long review, and he's got a bunch of. He just put out another thing.
Mahler.
Mahler, yeah.
Oh, Mahler. Okay.
Oh, I couldn't think of his name for a second. Yes, his review. Just don't watch Solo. Just watch that review.
Yeah, his review is great.
Real quick on my what I cried at. I get really weak at any kind of. I get really weak at mom, kid, and family stuff. Really I just it's very easy to break me on that. I'm not a good like test for what would actually make somebody feel emotions, because I'm not actually feeling necessarily emotional. I'm just like, oh man.
Oh yeah, it's either ER or Molar.
No, it was Molar, not ER. Hasn't ER did put up his solo review, but it was like 20 minutes long. But Mahler's is like an hour long, and it is fucking amazing. And watch ER's as well, because ER is
yeah, ER's thick. It is.
Love you.
He actually liked it a lot better than he thought he would.
Yeah, I actually think that from just my outside impressions, having not seen the film, so this is a completely pointless and worthless opinion, that Solo actually seems to be better as a film than Last Jedi.
Yes.
But
yes.
Nobody gave a shit.
I can confirm that to you, that Solo is much better than The Last Jedi, but that doesn't mean that it's not a boring slogfest that just I was just close to sleeping right after that the film. Even though people say it was really good, it's a lot better. It was boring. It was really, really boring. Like there are things that should make me mad, but I didn't have the energy to get mad. I was just so fucking bored with it. It was like, ugh, fine. Okay, whatever. The robot is a feminist. Ugh.
I actually talking to my friend Connor yesterday. What I said is I'm the easiest person to game in the world in terms of making characters make me cry, which is you make first of all you make a character and make him a dad, and then you make him sad, and now I'm invested.
I see why you go. So
Sad
have you
dad.
played the new God of War?
No, it's why I bought a PS4. It was like God of War, and I didn't even think about P5. I was talking to the guy out of the game shop when I bought the PS Quad, and I was like, what should I buy the PS Quad? What are the exclusives? I can't remember off the top of my head. And he was like, God. And he didn't list it. Not his fault. Thanks for reminding me, because now I'm gonna probably, well, I wish I had time to play games, but if I do, I'll go spend 700 hours doing my dungeon crawler simulator. But I love Persona and all Atlas games of that sort of
we should
Digital Devil
actually talk
Saga.
about Persona. We should actually talk about SMT and Persona.
That would be a whole stream to.
That would be a whole stream.
I'm just gonna sit there and be like, here is why Persona 3 is the best, and then Digital Devil Saga, fight me IRL. I will accept no.
I will fight you IRL. I will fight you IRL. Persona 3 is the best. Persona 4 is the
Persona
best.
3 is the best.
No.
I thought about buying an X-Boner to play, what was that other game? Shoot, the one that sucked. That had CIA in it. No, what's his name? The guy from Quantum Break. That's it. Yes, thank
Quantum
you.
Break is already on PC.
Oh, well, right, exactly. And then I thought about it, and I was like, wait, why would I ever do anything with the X-Boner? I got a computer. So I thought, okay, the PS4 now has a decent number, the PS Quad's got a decent number of exclusives. I should actually own it. Now, I also own a Switch. Soy Boy Face, actually, hang on. Oh no, I'm gonna do the...
No, don't you put it... Oh no.
I could go get my Switch out of the other room. But like, no, like, oh my god. Put that shit back up.
Don't do the soy face.
Oh shit.
I tried to do that soy face thing. It's like, how can you even do that in front of the camera? It's like, it hurts your fucking mouth. It's like,
I did it once for real. I have a picture of me, no lie, that I took unironically. I actually have two pictures. I have two unironically taken pictures. One from like 2012 and the other one from 2016. One of when I was going to Guardians of the Galaxy's premiere, dressed as Phi Lovell, a character that will never be in Guardians of the Galaxy because space lesbians, but the other one, I'll just do it because if I can find them, as we'll continue this conversation, I'll try to find these horrible images because people post terrible shit about me all the time. So I'll just I don't give a fuck anymore, man. Like you can post all this shit. So
yeah, you're already exposed, so might as well.
Yeah, whatever, man. Okay, so Detroit Become Human. Oh shit! I was gonna while I look for these pictures real quick, let's discuss that, and then I'll finish the super chats. man, what I wanted to say is that, yeah, it was ridiculous that the idea that they abuse all of their androids. That's absurd. Also, here's another thing. I said it was really weird that there is a little, the whole little girl character reveal, oh, she's actually an android. That's weird. But what makes it weirder is that they produce en masse little girl androids that are perfect reproductions of actual little girls.
Yes.
Particularly given that a major use of androids, as completely explained in the game and as a major actually point of contention, because they are being used as, quote, sex slaves, is that they're used as sex slaves. And that's okay.
Ooh, boy.
You could just...
Ooh, boy.
Ooh, man.
Boy. Ooh, boy. The implications, man. Man, it's a Lolicon's dream. Christ.
I just find that really... There's no way that would... Dude, David Cage. What the fuck? Actually, here's the picture. Well... Oh, I'm chubby here. But... Oh, no, I cut my face out of it. Shit, I put that goat thing on top of it. Dang it. I don't know where that picture originally is, because it does have me making a soy boy face in it. Oh, well.
Did you set the stream to ultra low latency, or... Because I can't see it.
The stream? Oh.
Uh-huh.
Well, again, my face... This is the picture I'm talking about, but my face is cut out of it. I put that goat thing on top. But this is how excited I was when I got my copy of Metal Gear 5. Oh my, how disappointed I would be. How disappointed I would be within hours. I was really chubby there, holy shit. Oh my god,
no.
man.
Oh, that's just instant kill. I
actually had to find, like, hang on though, because I'll look for it, because I'm actually making like a real fucking, I am making an awful soy boy face. Oh my god.
Yeah, whatever that you're hyped for, that you're gonna make a soy boy face out of it, it's like, I can certainly see that.
Well, I was hyped for it, because I was excited, and then it wasn't what I wanted, and it was upsetting and depressing.
I mean, I love Metal Gear Solid 5, but I can certainly see why people got so pissed off about
Is this a soy boy face? This is I have a bunch of pictures of me fucking doing this shit, essentially, because it didn't used to be so bad to do this. This is me with Adam Warrock, I don't know. But I'm almost making that soy boy face. Oh, he's a nerd rapper, he raps about comic books, or he used to.
Okay.
I'm trying to find, like, that fucking picture. This is pointless. I don't know how I get too easily distracted. Fuck. I'm gonna pound through these super chats before I get more distracted. We need to talk about Detroit become gay. Terrence Van Loo for 2 says, does David Cage think Calvin Candy was right? I'm actually not sure. Because, like, there seems to be... I saw that thing in that video that, Mother's Basement put out, where he said that it was this sort of predisposition thing. And I was like, I don't know. I actually think that it's a little bit different from that. I don't think David Cage thought about much of anything at all. I think he just thought, man, androids will be property in the future. Oh, there's slavery. You know, I think that's about all that... He would have been like, wee, eating a baguette and wearing a, fucking beret while doing it. Drinking some wine, eating cheese, and baguette is on, slavery. I think that's all that fucking happened in, David Cage's head.
Yeah.
Anyway,
moving on to the super chat.
George Kamajian for 5 says David Cage is worse than Peter Molyneux at this stuff. Connor plus Hank for the win, though.
No.
Peter Molyneux can't follow through. Let me put through my contention there, or my opposition to that statement, is the game that was supposed to be the reincarnation of Populous that Molyneux was behind was a complete fucking insult. It was basically like a mobile game. If you don't know about Populous, that's what that game was called, right?
Yeah, I know about Populous. I thought you were referring to From Dust. Oh no, that's a different game.
No, there was a game that Molyneux made that was supposed to be a spiritual successor to Populous, and I can't think of the name of it right now. Goddess. And it was and it is awful. It was a Kickstarter game that I backed, guys. I'm pissed.
But wow. Okay.
Yeah. Here, let's listen to this. Okay, Goddess is a god game style video game developed by blah blah blah. The company launched a Kickstarter to raise funds, met their funding goal of £450,000 on the 20th of December 2012. Goddess is designed by Peter Molyneux and described by him as the spiritual successor to his earlier creation Populous. While mobile versions of the game continue to be updated, the early access Steam release has yet to see an updated beta since December of 2014, and as of May 2018...
Jesus.
Yep.
Jesus.
And by the way,
well, yeah,
on
say
Steam,
what you want about David Cage. At least he didn't scam people.
On
like
this,
his worst crime is bad writing. That's it.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, carry on.
No, but on Steam, the game is set up like a mobile game where like you have to wait a couple seconds for your little buildings to re-up so you can click on them again, like a mobile game does. It's a mobile game that was sold as a console game, as many were during that period. But yeah,
He didn't become off topic.
I can't help it. I really can't. At least you're here. We're having a fun time.
It happens that if you're just now noticing, it's an Aiden stream. It's always gonna be.
It's always off top. Appa, this is so much better than the last time you were on a stream with me. There is no raging Scotsman here. Raging drunk Scotsman.
Oh, Naka. What was he drinking? I'm sure he's not drinking. He's on weed.
I think he was drinking whiskey, but I don't know. Naka, he can't help himself. He's just, again, he's a Scotsman.
Anyway. Let's get to the super chat.
Guide 328 for 2 says, spoil me, ooh woo. Oh, and also Connor and Hank definitely for the win. Yeah, I do like their relationship. It's the only...
Ship them.
This is the... No, I hate when people do stuff like that. Father, son... I like parental relationships between characters. Or you know, of any site, of any type.
Yes, I know.
It's just it's a thing that I like in stories of the mentor-mentee thing. I like a lot. And, you know, Connor and Hank is, again, beaten over your head with, my son died, his name was Cole, hi Connor, you know, it's,
yeah.
It's upsetting, but whatever. The Sabin for 5 says, it is not a true civil rights allegory, someone cheats on their wife. And does anyone cheat on their wife in this game?
There are some news pieces that says about that, but not really. Oh yeah, the point in the what is it, the Android, the robot brothels?
Yeah.
Like there are parts where like there are some people who are like admitted to have a wife, and then they just went to the brothel to like have sex or something. So
I don't have a problem with that, though.
Cheating?
Would I personally consider that cheating? No.
Okay.
I mean, is the android sentient? That's the thing, though. We'd have to ask all these questions, and this opens the can of worms. That is actually a very interesting discussion that needs like its own stream of just discussing transhumanism, artificial intelligence, what constitutes sentience. It would have been a really cool discussion to have, but it's too bad this is a David Cage game, so we can't even start to approach those actual questions.
Yeah, like if we're gonna talk about artificial intelligence, like artificial intelligence is based on programs. Their programming is based on already pre-programmed conditions. So, for example, if an AI faces one condition, they have to do this. So, and a sentience mean that they generate the conditions themselves in their head, and that's not. Even if it's possible, it's not going to work out as perfectly as Detroit intended. But we'll leave that discussion aside for now.
Sentience is a huge conversation. It's actually something that I kind of want someone to debate me on the abortion thing, because I'm anti-abortion, but I know all of the pro-abortion arguments philosophically, and I don't necessarily disagree with them. I'm just morally against it. I don't think that doesn't mean there aren't good arguments for abortion. Excuse me. There absolutely are. Very good arguments for abortion that I actually agree with. I just, I agree with logically. Morally, I just don't.
By the way, somebody in the chat said, play Soma, it asks all those hard-hitting questions. Absolutely. Play Soma. Soma is a fucking amazing
Soma
game.
I've had for forever. And I've just never gotten around. Again, like, I'm so far behind on games.
it's a very simple narrative-driven sort of first-person adventure game. If you're familiar with Amnesia, you basically get the Soma.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I know what it is. I've had it for forever, just haven't gotten around. Actually, you know what? I'll probably play it as we get close to Halloween. Maybe I'll do some streams of
Ah,
horror
that's actually
games.
a good idea. It's been a while since I played Soma. It's been like 3 years since that game released. I kind of forgot the story though, so I need to really check it. Anyway, carry on with the super chat.
Strange Wigglytuff for 5 says, thanks for doing a stream on this game. I'm conflicted about it myself because it had so much damn potential. Connor Hank DLC sequel when? You know
No,
what I really
not
want?
likely.
Never gonna happen, by the way. That will never happen, unfortunately. Thank you, by the way. But what I would like to see, and I was telling my friend Connor yesterday, is what I really want. And oh, Abba, this is such a good question. Why does this game actually not exist? Buddy cop films, particularly buddy cop racial tension films. There's tons of them. That's essentially what all of the Hank, the Hank Connor scenes are. All of that is just, it's the 19.
Yeah, there's like one third of the game that should have been an entire game.
Why does that? Because that's not an LA Noire. You change partners so quickly. No, you change partners like every 5 minutes in LA Noire. It's so fast you don't get to know any of them. I would really.
That's a shame.
I would really like a game where it has some of the kind of like your actions will have consequences, stupid shit that they really don't. But maybe it gives you the illusion of it, mixed with the LA Noire actually having to look for clues and put things together and read tells kind of shit. Just as a buddy cop game, that would be freaking awesome. I could imagine that as a Red Dead Redemption esque just revolution to a lot of genres of games, and I do not know why it doesn't exist.
Yep. I'm still waiting for my Blade Runner Adventure game. You decided to delete it out of nowhere because the studio moved. Anyway, carry on to Super Chat.
Well, I'm waiting for Cyberpunk. I really just would like I would like a buddy cop game. That's all I'm saying. A proper buddy cop game. Fuck yeah.
Yep.
Tyler Preston for 2 says, what the hell is this shit, Infamous Second Son? No, but thank you. And then again, for another 5, he says, the 2004 iRobot movie has better written story than David Cage, and that ain't a compliment. I think we specifically mentioned that, yeah.
yeah, we did. Also, speaking of Infamous, Sucker Punch, instead of releasing a new game, Infamous Remastered, please. The first 2 games are amazing. The second song was carry on.
I actually, I would actually really prefer if we had a better installment to Prototype. I like Prototype better than Infamous.
Yeah. Actually, I like Infamous. Prototype is much better for the gameplay. The gameplay catharsis of Prototype is much better. But Infamous, the story of Infamous, the first 2 Infamous, is legit really good.
Yeah, they are.
Prototype story was just.
Who cares? Prototype story doesn't matter. Prototype is just fun because it's one of those games with a lot of weight to it, where like when you do shit, it feels good. It's like it's not as good as like Arkham, as Batman, Yeah. Where that game, like when you punch somebody as Batman, you feel that. It's like, and it's a very satisfying feeling. But Prototype was one of the first games I remember being, yeah, it's got some weight to it. I like that. And Armchair Warrior gave me 100 and also 10. And I think maybe he only meant to give 10 and not 100, but still thank you again for that. I'm so sorry. If you want a refund, you can actually contact me. I'll do it through PayPal if you do want that refunded. Just send me an email. Warhawk0901 for 10 says, even Far Cry 5 was better at political commentary, and that was nothing but a bunch of jokes and references to popular issues. It was.
Yes.
From what I saw of Far Cry 5, I didn't play it yet either. I haven't had any time.
I played it. I can confirm that it's true.
And I think that I remember reading all the gaming press when it came out, though, that all the SJW types were actually angry that it wasn't Detroit, that it wasn't hyper political beyond just joking about it,
Yeah. But it's not on your face as Detroit in terms of like political stuff. It's mostly just a religious nutter, just isolated this county, and you have to find a way to escape. Like that's literally it. There's no like literally politics in it, with the exception of some characters that literally, all of these Obama supporting libtards are going through my court or something. It's like it's fucking amazing. But other than that, it's just there.
I think that's what they wanted, though. They wanted it to be like, look at how racist America is. This is America. This is a sandwich. This is a what? I'm sorry, but I'm getting into a meme. But you know this.
Am I roboting in your end?
A little bit, but it's on and off, and it's actually pretty rare. I found so. If it happens, sorry guys. We're connecting from the other side of the fucking planet, so that might.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah, pretty much. Actually, on the other side of the globe. So you know, thank God for all the satellites and the technology we have. But that allows us to do this kind of shit. Actually, oh, and we have 666 people watching us right now. So let's all give a round of applause for the sign of the devil. Congratulations. Thanks, guys. Anyway, woof. Oh my goodness. So, Incredible asked me, did you get my message on Discord? I don't ever check Discord, dude. Sorry. I think
you should. I post a lot of hentai shit on your.
But I'm sure you do. That's fine. Shit, man. Thank you, Incredible Aspie, though. I will check that, though. Bane Flame for 2 Aussie bucks says game overs are a failure of the game designer. Yeah, but you can actually kind of game over in a... This is why I'm praising... Okay, this is why I would never have... Even if I had a YouTube channel at the time, I wouldn't have made a stream about... I wouldn't have probably streamed after I played Beyond Two Souls. David Cage has upped his ability as a game designer a little bit, in that when you do have game failures in this game, and there are game failures in it, they have long-term permanent consequences. I actually would like to know what happens, because I don't know, and I haven't looked into it. So if Kara dies to Zwatko, which is like 40-30% through the game, really early on, one of your main characters can die. Actually, I think almost all of your main characters can die at almost any point. So
with the exception of Connor.
Connor's the only one who can't die because he gets reloaded by Cyberlife, I guess.
Yes.
So you just... So, okay. So, I didn't know that. So that... Thank you for confirming. So if you just let all the characters die or you fuck up, then you're just left to play, essentially... The game already isn't too long, as none of David Cage's are. But I get they're supposed to be an experience, a movie, essentially, not, you know, long-term... It's not Skyrim. You can't climb that mountain. But... Shit.
Yeah.
So if Kara or Kara, see, I don't even know. Kara and Marcus die really early on, you just have to play as Connor for the rest of the game? What do you do?
Yes, you do. Because here's the thing: if Marcus dies, he will be replaced by North. If Kara dies, nothing happens. If Kara dies, basically. Kara doesn't really significant impact the 2 characters like Marcus and Connor's story in any significant way. Kara is just basically her own story. So if she dies, like the other 2 it doesn't matter at all.
That makes those characters, again, it makes them seem so incredibly disposable. I will read through the rest of these super chats, but real quick, you know, my friend That Gamer Bird just asked me, hey, how's it going, man? Said, is Detroit still worth playing despite all this? In my opinion, yes, because it's just an interesting experience, and I found my frustration with it maybe healthy. I don't know, like, I got angry, but... And I was thinking, this game is so terrible, and this writing is so bad.
One thing I can say for sure.
But I still enjoyed it.
Detroit, okay, do not buy it for $60.
Yeah, don't do that.
I bought it for $40, and I think I guess that's a sweet spot. But $20 is a much better price for this game.
Yeah, I would say that probably wait till this game is 40 or less. So? Yeah, that's the thing. The game looks beautiful. It has a fantastic aesthetic. As always with every David Cage game, the, you know, face capturing looks great for the most part. There were a couple of things where it fucks up, like, for example, in the end scene with Marcus, where you have it's an entire army of androids, and they're all cheering, but the interesting thing is that none of them are, like, moving their bodies, they're all completely stationary. Oh, this is another great point. Marcus... Okay. traditionally, throughout in what we would call civil rights movements, right? People had to choose, because we're people, to enact them. Yes. And that might mean losing your life. But for whatever reason, and this actually ruins the game's message, if it has any, Marcus seemingly converts people to following his cause, and they have no free will. He even mentions this at a point. They all follow me, and it makes me feel so powerful, and it feels good, he says.
Yes.
That's not...
it's a little inconsistent to his ultimate goal, and even he questioned it, like, during that time where he was chatting up with North. He kind of questions it, but the game kind of glosses over that point. So
Marcus is the weakest character. He is. Catherine Wilson says, he is, because Marcus he's a non-character, essentially. I would say he's a non-character, because he's made to be like, Cage wants you to make him Gandhi and have him peacefully protest and potentially get shot and killed, because when you follow, in contrast from what I've seen, because both PewDiePie and Critical, whose playthroughs I watched, did more aggressive
routes
than I did.
Yeah.
And everyone died for them, pretty much. I finished the game, my first playthrough. I played it, probably took me 8 hours, 10 hours, something like that. Everyone lived. Because I just knew what Cage wanted. I knew what Cage wanted, I just fell. I did it.
Yeah. Nothing really much to say on that, because here's the thing about Detroit. My first playthrough with Detroit was during that time where there's an option to sacrifice Marcus. I did, and the entire robot is replaced by robot cause is replaced by North, and North has been established to be preferred a very aggressive method.
Yes.
So what happens basically is that the androids, they basically just die. Everybody's dead because Marcus is not there. The other one is that I find Kara's story to be the weakest one. If I have to be honest with you,
Kara's story is the weakest. Marcus is the weakest character, I would say.
Yeah, Kara's story is the weakest, mostly because I didn't get that much of interaction between Kara and the other girl, which
Alice?
Is like one of the
girl,
Alice.
Yeah.
Which should have been like the main point of her entire story, but I just didn't really get that they're building any sorts of relationship. It could have been done a lot better in that respect.
Right.
Basically, Kara's story is in the more hearted, more sentimental side. Marcus's story is a lot more on the revolution, and Connor's story is a lot more in the detective investigation stuff. So when the sentimental story, when the story that revolves around the heart, it's not that great. Like, it's a big problem. Like, even Heavy Rain, like, as ridiculous as it is to see Ethan just shouting Jason and Sean all the time,
Jason?
At least there's more connection. I can feel legit connection between me and him.
Right.
Even if it is ridiculous just to shout their names just randomly, but still, it needs to be a lot better in the Kara side, because the heart is much easier to capture than the conspiracy, the detective investigation, the revolution thingy, press X to freedom of speech or whatever.
Right. No, I agree with you 100%. Because the investigative, detective stuff is really fun. That stuff's actually really enjoyable. It's actually really sometimes the most enjoyable when you know the other side of the story, which I would never have expected. I enjoy that a lot when I'm like, oh shit, like, do I fuck... Because I know that, for example, in my game, I couldn't save Simon, so he ended up on the rooftop, and I knew he was still there. So I was like...
He was actually alive.
He was alive. Right.
Yeah.
So I knew that in my game, or in my series of playthroughs, but I was like, oh shit, do I go to the rooftop? Or do I do the other thing? And that the only time I reloaded was because I went to go as Connor to question the robots, and one of them, they stab you and attack you, and I could not, just for whatever reason, I didn't turn my camera far enough left to see what I was supposed to do, so I died, and I went, oh, fucking A. Well, I got it, I got it within about a second. I mean, literally to the wire. I put the thing that allows Connor to survive, the biometric thingy, back in his chest. And he goes out and chases after the deviant android, and then gets killed saving Hank. And I went, I hate this. So I reloaded. It was the only time I reloaded, because I thought, well, I fucked up. But that was the only time. And I actually maybe more enjoyed knowing the other side, which was again very unexpected. But what I would say about Kara's story is, one, it's kind of unrelated from the rest of them. My honest opinion, given the PS3 tech demo, is that they actually wrote Kara's story first, and then wrote other shit around it. And it didn't have anything to do with hers, and so it feels unrelated. Whereas everyone else's feels connected. It's not good, but it's connected.
Yes. Anyway, I think you should move on with the super chat.
Yarp, sorry about that. Venom Snake for 10 EU says Blade Runner is really about Showa by bullets. Deckard is a Jew hunter in the parallel reality where Nazi Germany won World War III, and replicants are really in vitro conceived Jews. Thank you, Venom.
Okay.
That's interesting take, though. And Daro for 5 says, there was going to be some fantasy stuff in Heavy Rain, but someone told him to remove it. I didn't know that. That's interesting, though. Twisted Hero for 5 says, aren't androids capable of being used for sex? Yes, they absolutely are. So why is there a child android? Yeah, we mentioned that earlier. Why is there a child android? Also, love you, Aiden Autonavol. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Oops, hang on. Kieva Nightwing for 5 says, it sounds like David Cage's game says we avoided becoming racist Nazis against androids by electing Trump. Yeah, it sure does. It's bad 2016 election fan fiction, more or less.
Like the decision for putting Hillary as the president, I think twice what you're putting in there, because you just made Hillary to sound like a genocidal maniac.
Well, she is, and you have to pretty much, as far as I understand, from what I did, you have to be like 100% full hard-on pacifist, which includes meaning getting tons of your people slaughtered to get Hillary to agree to stop killing them. So. Again, like I said, David Cage, I really do hope that you don't end up with a fucking, some kind of strange, inexplicable gardening accident with 2 bullets to the back of your skull. Just for daring to maybe, imply some things about the Hill Dog. Grumple B, Ebby, for 5 says, wow, it sounds like Cage got the script by getting Movie Bob to type out his jack-off fantasies. Probably. Yeah, more or less. Just, look, try to jump. But it's Hillary. And J.O. Bales for 2 says, like keying your own car. I'm sure he's referring to the why it would be stupid to fuck up your own Android. Warhawk 0901 for 20 again. Thank you so much, by the way. I think you would like God of War on the PS4, Aiden. The game doesn't feel like it's playing on emotions per se, but the writing is good. The characters actually feel like characters. Maybe Cage could take a few lessons. Well, Cage is a few decades late to take a few lessons, I would say. He's been doing this for 20 years.
Yep.
And my ignorance at being like, maybe this one's better. It is better, though. It is better. It's just like, well, what's better than a turd? A more polished turd, I guess? Shit. Grumple B, a B for 5 again says, hit it dead center with leftist Turner Diaries angle. It's all raw, obsolete humans are holding my superior future and robo-lolly waifu. Holding back my superior future and robo-lolly waifu. Yeah, I'm not saying that like it's the same thing as the Turner Diaries, but it's similar in that, Pierce had a lot of fears about the future, and strangely enough, many of them came true. So maybe many of the things Cage is talking about will come true. I just kind of doubt it because it's fantasy shit. I mean, by that I mean he doesn't fundamentally understand a lot of things about artificial intelligence and money.
He doesn't.
Or anything.
He doesn't understand. He doesn't understand Civil War allegories. He doesn't understand racial allegories. He doesn't understand artificial intelligence. He just sort of makes it up. He just watched iRobot and thought, hey, I can make that shit.
I think that's what happened. I mean, it's a really, again, I'm a transhumanist, so I'm like ready for our robot overlords. I expect this is the next. I think this is how humanity evolves into the next stage, and of whatever we become. I'm not opposed to that, of it not being physical or not being. I'm accepting of this because I don't think we can fight against it, but I'm also kind of like okay with it. So I feel that Cage's attempt at dealing with some of these issues is infantile at best. Joy Jojo for 2 says Nier Automata is a better robot waifu game. Sure the fuck is.
Yes. Play Nier Automata if you haven't.
I actually haven't played it yet, even though it's because I haven't had any time.
Man,
I own it, and I love the Nier. I love the Nier series, and I have like a whole panel on how much I love Nier. So before I do my Nier panel, I'll have to play it real quick. Not gonna. I guarantee that game's not gonna be quick because it's got like it's a oh shoot, what's his name game? So it's probably got like 6 endings, I'm guessing.
No, like 28 or 30 endings. Anyway.
Oh, thank you so much. I love that. Oh man, that's amazing. So happy. Well, I'll have to keep. I've played a little bit of it. I just haven't beaten it. Anyway, Buddy Lee for 20 again. Thank you once more. If my Onahole has AI, please kill me now. What have you seen that? Well, you know about the thing where it's like it's Alexa, but it's a kawaii waifu.
Yes, I know that.
Yeah, you know about that. I'm saying the chat
I know
as well.
that. I don't really like that. Not because I find it disturbing, but I just find it impractical.
It is incredibly impractical.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, yeah, fulfilling the dreams and everything like that, but I still like my Google Assistant. I can just shout in timer 60 seconds and they're just gonna do it. I mean, it doesn't have to be a waifu. At least it has to be functional, but I mean, it can be a waifu, but it needs to be functional, guys. It needs to be something that I can do. Like, if I want to have a robot, if there's a robot that's gonna exist, I prefer the robot to be a maid instead of like a sex bot, because I am too fucking lazy to do my chores. Like, I just fucking hate it. So I'm the neat robot. Hey, please do my dishes. Please wash my clothes. Like, it's much better to have a maid robot than
I think so. But
robot.
I guess the thing is that like there's no real reason for us to give cleaning robots and things like that artificial intelligence. It doesn't mean that we won't invent artificial intelligence for other reasons. We will. We absolutely will. ZZ A says there's 26 endings, but 5 are jokes. That's, par for the course. Yeah. Here's what will happen, guys. I'm always working, okay? I'm always working on a project. If I sit down to go play Nier Automata, I won't leave my room for like 5 days till I beat it. And I'm worried about that because I know what will happen.
Yes.
And it will be very unproductive because there's no way I'm going to escape from it. I'm worried about that.
Yeah.
Because I love Yoko Taro. I love Yoko Taro's games so much, and I just know it'll destroy me. Tyler Preston for 2. There's only 2 left. For 2 says, any thoughts on the upcoming Batwoman TV series? I've heard some rumblings about it. What's wrong with it? Are they pushing the lesbian angle hard?
Okay. Here's what's wrong with it, okay?
Yeah.
It's from CW.
Oh, never mind. Question answered. But continue, I guess. Anything else other than just the obvious, then?
Okay, anything else other than just the obvious? They are going to ham-fist the lesbian agenda, just like Batwoman in the comics, because that's literally her only character that the comic just didn't really explore much other than she's a lesbian. Ugh.
The whole thing about the lesbian thing is that in J.H. Williams' run, right, it's handled so perfectly. It doesn't matter at all. Like, I mean, it's like, oh yeah, she has a girlfriend. She's a lesbian. It doesn't matter to the story at all.
What's her girlfriend in that one? Is it Renee Montoya or is it another girl?
No, it's not Renee. It's a random cop. I forget her name. They were supposed to get married. They were supposed to get married, actually, and I remember I was in the fucking audience in 2012 at Baltimore Comic-Con where Dan Didio said, because they said they were not going to allow Batwoman to get married to her girlfriend. Although it had been... Well,
why?
Didio said at the time, there are no married couples in DC.
Oh yeah. Okay. 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 I see.
It was really stupid. This is 2012. Remember, this is 6 years ago. My God.
Yeah.
I'm so old.
Yeah.
But Jesus Christ, like it. Yeah, it was Dan Didio basically saying, no, we have no married couples. And I remember I was in the audience and went, what about Aquaman and Mera? And no response.
Yeah,
people around me were like, yeah, I feel like I'm telling a Reddit story right now. It's like, and then everybody clapped, but no, for real, people were like, yeah, hang on, what about Aquaman and Mera, Dan? Fuck you, you shit. You know, and I wasn't the only person. Several people shouted that out, like, talked about Aquaman and Mera, because it wasn't just me. I heard a bunch of people shout that shit.
I think he means that, okay, not everybody, but most DC characters are not gonna end up, like, marrying with each other. Which is still, like, that doesn't, like, you're not gonna have your characters like move on from the superhero life and just like have these characters, like DC always has the recurring patterns of making their characters to, I mean, I know it's a comic book and everything like that, but they always make their characters just soft shit. Like every freaking turn.
Oh, hang
like
on,
the
you're
couples,
robotic.
like sorry.
Some robot.
Am I robotic?
Nah, just restate the last, like, one sentence.
Okay, so...
Oh, no.
Rainer. What? Is it roboting?
Dang it. Hang on, let me make sure there's nothing I can do about this. Why is it doing that? Dang it. Good day, my fellow boomers, says milk my man tits for $10 Australian, which is a perfect time, considering I don't understand technology. But what were you saying though? Kyle Rayner, something?
Yeah, I was talking about Kyle Rayner.
What were you saying though? Because all I heard was Rayner, so I just assumed it was Kyle.
Yeah. Obviously, I was talking about him. Like, he's just one example out of the many couples that DC destroyed.
Oh, I mean, I think that actually people did at one point have some bitch to throw here. You know, like a bitch fit to throw. That some characters were really fucked up. I don't think it was sexism, necessarily. I think what it was is that comic book characters don't want... Comic book creators, excuse me, and by that I mean the people in charge, not the actual people who write and draw comics. They have a vested interest in ensuring that comic book characters never become involved in anything permanent, because then we have to pay attention to that thing and put it in our continuity, and that becomes a pain in the ass. It's the same reason why any other long-term relationship has been destroyed. Lois and Clark has been destroyed. How many times? Peter Parker and Mary Jane just finally got together after, what has it been, 16, 17, 18 years since One More Day? Holy fuck! Has it been that longer in my head? Is it just that long because I want to be dead every day since OMD? You know, like, Jesus Christ. Oh, fuck. I don't think it's actually been that long. When was
Let's
OMD?
leave that. Let's leave.
But you know that just got replaced. The current writer just fixed it. It's 2008? That's only 10 years ago? In my head, that's like 20 years ago. Wow, I feel so fucking old. God damn it.
This is why manga is better.
It's like, oh, that was only 10 years ago. I feel like that was 20 years ago. Shit. Awful.
Yeah, carry on.
Oh, I don't even know now. Now I'm lost. Oh, I think I have 2, maybe 3 more super chats. Billy Senpai Gaming for 20. Yeah, let's wrap it up. It's been like an hour and a half. Well, I'm a nihilist, so bring on Skynet. I'm ready, or Fallout. For Fallout, whatever comes first. Thank you. That's kind of how I feel, I guess, you know, more or less.
Skynet's invading the world.
And Halsey, thank you so much, Halsey. Hey, it's good to see you, man. And Halsey, I'll be in Chicago next week. We'll hang out, man. We gotta do some stuff. God, I missed you, Hayden Paladin. Hey, good to see you as well, Halsey. We'll hang out when I'm up in Chicago. Warhawk0901 for 20 said the biggest thing that pisses me off about the whole in your face, look how gay I am character is, it's so lazy. It's like they want to create this edgy sort of character but can't go for any higher of a fruit to grab. Yeah, more or less. They do that a lot in games like this. It is very lazy. Basically, David Cage uses every lazy technique in the book. He pulls at your heartstrings with the familial aspects of the mother-daughter relationship, even though it's fucking stupid. Oh, one thing I wanted to mention, real quick. You mentioned that there's no establishment of the characterization between Alice and Kara, and it's true. You spend arguably 20 minutes cleaning up her house when those 20 minutes could have been spent having Kara develop a relationship with Alice. But we don't get that.
Aiden, you should check your Streamlabs.
Oh, shoot. I didn't even, I think, include the Streamlabs link. Did I? Boop. Thank you, though, for telling me about that, because I sometimes forget to check it. And let's see what's going on. Log in with YouTube. Boop. Boop. Hey guys, we'll do this and then we'll probably end out. I might do, though, what I'm gonna say is I'm probably going to do an actual stream of this game at some point. Gunfox gave me... That was a couple days ago. Gunfox gave me a couple dollars a couple days ago, but that was like a while back. But I will talk to him about that later.
You should have the Streamlabs notification on your OBS. You should be able to do that, right?
I do have it, but I don't always have it set up. DACA for 2, though, said David Cage drinking game.
Oh.
David Cage drinking game. Take a shot every time there's a bad French voice actor trying to speak English. Yeah, pretty much. Gunfox has also given me some stuff. Thank you, Gunfox, as always. That was from a couple days ago, though. Thank you. Ethan Long gave me 10, said some money for yous guys. Thank you. I really appreciate that. But I think what we'll do is that actually, so I said I was going to go up to see Halsey in Chicago, and I'm doing this whole big fucking thing where I'm going to go not tour, I know where I'm going. I'm going to see a bunch of different parts of West Virginia that will follow the line of the things we saw in the Fallout 76 trailer. As part of a... Well, I'm actually shooting documentary footage, if you want to call it that. It's not going to be, like, highly produced.
On Twitter.
It's going to be basic. I want to interview people to talk about what it's like to live in Appalachia. And given the hype of Fallout 76, what's a better time? The other thing I will be doing, though, is I will be in Detroit, and I may or may not be moving up to that region, so I may play this game with my friend, and with my boyfriend, and since he is going to go in completely blind, we'll see his reaction to it. Since he's from Detroit, it would be funny. And it's a question I asked him. I was like, why are all these cyberpunk games based in Detroit? It's odd, because we talked about David Cage's inability to understand anything. Yeah, Detroit's not probably coming back financially, ever. It's a nightmare waste zone.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I think that's all the super chat, I guess.
Yeah, and I think we talked about most of the major points I wanted to hit about my frustrations with this game. I would say if I do a stream about it in the future, which is my intention, Stealth Creations also said, video game pitch, Solomon Kane, the game. That might be fun.
Yeah,
but,
Razorfist already did that, but...
Oh, okay. But thanks for joining me for, 45 minutes or an hour, whatever, Appa. It's always good to talk to you, man. And,
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, thanks, guys, for popping out and hanging around for me to get pissed about a video game. God damn it.
You should have actually notified everybody for your streams like an hour on.
I know, I usually do, but this was like, I was fuck. I just wanted to do it. I was just like, I had the energy in me, when I was like, let's go, let's do it. That's about
Yeah,
it.
but you at least you do have a lot of people watching you, because I announced my stream before and I still have like 200, 300 people, 200 or 100 people. And you're like, oh, you didn't even announce it. You're like 600 people. Jesus Christ.
Well, here's the thing. Whatever. Anyway, I'm gonna just I don't know. I said here's the thing, whatever, because I really have no idea why the fuck that happens. But
Okay.
yeah, anyway, thank you so much, Appa, for showing up. It's much easier to not have to do this alone.
You should actually have somebody else to like moderate you, because you get off topic easily. I watch your streams and you do get off topic very easily.
Here, you know what? I'll say this as I end. I was talking to my dad 2 nights ago, and my dad said he was speaking to a coworker of his years ago, and his coworker said, "I can sometimes listen to you talk for an hour and a half, and I think, where the fuck is this guy going? And then you manage to bring it back around to the original point, and that's the thing, guys. I'm just my dad. I will eventually bring it around to the point. It might be through about 1,000 loops and might not make sense, but in my head, I'm addressing the point still somewhere." God damn it.
Somebody said in the chat, I need to be a trap to get the views. Sorry, implying that I'm not already.
Appa's definitely a trap. But traps aren't gay, so there you go. By the way, everybody, subscribe to AppaBend. I will include, actually, really quickly, let me do that right now before I forget. I will include a link to his channel in the description of this one if you guys are interested in, well, anything. I mean, Appa, how would you, people might not know you here, so...
Oh, okay.
Describe.
Yeah, you got a lot more subscribers to me, because there's an overlap between your subscribers and my subscribers, but knowing that you got 70,000 and I got like 57,000, it's mostly talking about hentais. It's mostly talking about political stuff and video games and everything like that. If you're interested in that sort of discussion, please go check out my channel. Links, if Aiden provided it, in the bottom down below. I
just did. So now it's there, or it should be. And thanks, you guys. Go check out AppaBand's channel. He's a really cool guy. Yeah, thanks, guys. Have fun. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.